Okay. Whoops. There we go. Hello. So my name is Andrea Morse. I'm the Interim Assistant Director for Study Abroad, and welcome to the Gilman information session. We're glad that you're here. And I would like to welcome Andy Wu with us. He is a Gilman alumni ambassador, Gilman ambassador, the Gilman alumni. And he's studied in Hong Kong in 2019. And Andy, do you want to just give a brief introduction?
Hi everyone, my name is Andy, and I graduated from Lehigh University in our north of Philadelphia with a degree in Finance and Business Information Systems. And I studied abroad in Hong Kong spring of 2019 with my Gilman scholarship. And I'm happy to share with you guys more about the program today.
Great, thank you so much. We also have Mandy with us from Student Support Services joining remotely. Mandy, would you like to say hello?
Yeah, hello everyone, glad you're here, or glad you're listening later. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So I'd like to take a moment if the students would like to introduce themselves, and I know we also have Mike Hu with us from Multicultural Student Services. And actually, maybe Mike Hu, do you want to actually introduce yourself first, and we'll go around after that?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Michelle from Dr. Schiefer. I am the director of our multicultural services.
Great, thank you. And for those who are remotely here, I know you can't see everyone, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7 students with us. Yeah, so excited to have them. Who would like to go first and introduce yourself? Okay, great.
My name is Duff.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your name again?
Cormac Duff.
Cormac?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Pronouns he. What
else? How about what you're studying and what your major is and where you would like to study abroad?
All right. My major is HDFS, and I was hoping for either something like New Zealand, Germany, or Ireland.
Okay. Now, are you able to hear him, Andy and Andy? Oops.
It's just not as clear, I guess. I don't know how far away he is from the microphone or whatnot.
It's a little far.
Okay.
So I can repeat it. Am I saying Cormac?
Yep.
Okay. And he's studying HDFS, which is Human Development and Family Studies, and wants to go to New Zealand or
Germany or Ireland. Those are the ones I'm looking for.
New Zealand, Germany, or Ireland. Great, thank you. Would you like to go next?
My name is Callista Berger. I am in the Human Development and Family Studies program as well. And I'm interested more, since I'm a transfer student and I'm a junior, I'm interested in the faculty-led programs, the engineering or subject.
Okay, great. I'm just placing some notes in the chat box in terms of just the first name of who's joining us today. So you can, if you can't really hear, then you're able to see the name in the locations in the chat box. Great, would you like?
My name is Abby.
Abby?
Abby, so like Abby Louise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
ADD.
Oh, ADDY? Thank you.
And I am from fashion and retail and
Okay, great. So Addie's in fashion and retail and business administration. Are you double major then or major minor? Okay, double major and wants to go to Japan. Great country. I taught English there for a year. Yeah, loved it. Let's see, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Chico.
Can you spell the first name, please?
C-H-E-N-G.
G, okay.
F-O-U-A.
Is that your?
That's my full name.
F-U. I won't put last name.
Oh, it's my whole name.
Oh, I'm sorry. F-O-U-A. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Great place to study animation. So she would like to study animation study in Japan. Major's entertainment design. Great.
My name is Pua. I'm also in the Development Family Studies program.
Great. Thank you.
I'm Amelia Moscow. I am a sophomore in the development program, and I wanted to go and
Okay, great. And Amelia, with an A or an E or A?
AMELIA.
Okay. Yeah, and he said, yeah, there's unique majors. Yeah, they are very different here. We're a polytechnic. It's the only polytechnic in Wisconsin. So definitely our students are very career focused. Our university is very career focused.
I'm Thomas. I'm a GCOM major, and I'm looking at studying probably I'm guessing either Europe or Australia.
Okay. GCOM, you said?
Yeah.
And GCOM is graphic communications. All right. Great. Well, thank you for introducing yourselves. I appreciate it. Andy, I can go ahead and share the PowerPoint, and then I think you want me to move the slides for you, correct? If you can.
Sure, yeah.
Did you want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
You can do it.
Okay. Sounds good. One moment here. Okay, great.
Hi everyone. So my name is Andy, and I'm currently a Gilman alumni ambassador, and I'm here to talk to you more about the Gilman Scholarship Program, which I was a part of during my study abroad time in Hong Kong. So the Benjamin and Gilman Scholarship is a program of the U.S. Department of State with funding provided by the U.S. government, and it has been administered by the Institute of International Education, IIE, since the program's inception in 2001. The Gilman Scholarship Program has become the largest U.S. undergraduate scholarship program supporting U.S. students of high financial needs to participate in study abroad programs and international internships. Gilman is one of many vehicles to help students go abroad through scholarships. However, it is more than just a scholarship. It's now a program. It's become the access to a life-changing experience, to an opportunity for students to give back to their fellow students, to follow-on service projects, students like you, and to become a part of a legacy that will continue to give them ongoing opportunities back to you. The Gilman Scholarship is sponsored by the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, or ECA, and the U.S. Department of State. ECA leads a wide range of academic, professional, and cultural exchanges with the goal of increasing mutual understandings and respect between the people of the United States and the people of other countries. And the Gilman Scholarship is just one of the many programs sponsored by the ECA, and Gilman Scholars become a part of a network of 40,000 people who participate in ECA programs every year. Gilman is within the Office of USA Study Abroad, which is committed to shaping and sustaining a more powerful, prosperous, and just world by increasing and diversifying participation in study abroad. Please visit their website for more information. By supporting undergraduate students who have high financial need, the program has been successful in supporting students who have been historically underrepresented in education abroad. Since the program's inception in 2001, more than 33,000 bright, ambitious, and diverse American students have received a Gilman Scholarship to study or intern in more than 150 countries and hail from more than 1,300 universities across the nation. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about my Gilman experience. I first found out about the scholarship through my study abroad advisor as a sophomore working on my study abroad plans. My background as a STEM major, first generation college student, and a Pell Grant recipient made me a great candidate for the scholarship, which was why my advisor recommended me to apply for it. And after committed to applying, I met with my fellowship office bi-weekly for 2 months before the application deadline. We crafted a narrative that explains how my study abroad program will help me professionally in a well-thought-out service project. During my 4 months abroad in spring of 2019, I took 4 credit-bearing courses focused on e-commerce, data science, business strategy, and Hong Kong society as an exchange student at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. There were 300 other exchange students, so I was given ample opportunity to meet people from across the world. My time at Hong Kong taught me how to effectively adjust to a new environment where I did not understand the language, establish new friendships as the only student from my home institution, and explore the unique global city's culture and identity. Most importantly, I learned to appreciate my upbringing as an Asian American and share to others about the American culture. With all said, I'm glad I exchanged a normal semester at Lehigh for this experience. So in the picture to the top right, that's me and my friend. We went out for dinner at Hong Kong, eating Hong Kong one time, which is the Hong Kong dish. The 2 pictures to the bottom, that's me and my family. I have a family in Hong Kong, so I was celebrating New Year's with them. And that's a hiking view of Hong Kong. And then the 2 pictures above, that's my Hong Kong campus. It's located next to the sea, so it was really a nice campus. For the entire academic year, we will award over 3,000 scholarships, including awards for the inaugural Gilman McCain Scholarship and awards associated with our government partnerships, such as the new Gilman Flat Portugal Scholarship. Recipients can receive up to $5,000 to use toward program costs and related expenses, such as tuition and fees, room and board, books, local transportation, health insurance, international airfare, passport, and visa costs. Personal expenses such as clothing, entertainment, electronics, and excursion outside the program are not eligible. Award amount will vary depending on students' need, strength of the application, and program cost. Students can apply the scholarship toward a fall, spring, summer, winter, or academic year term program. The Gilman program is often asked by students, what are the chances of me receiving a scholarship? Generally, 1 in 4 students are awarded a scholarship. If selected for Gilman Scholarship, recipients will utilize the password-protected and secure Gilman recipient portal to input all fund distribution information. Recipients of the Gilman Scholarship will never be contacted by phone or email to provide personal bank information. Applicants who are studying a critical need language in a country in which the language is predominantly spoken can apply for a supplemental award of up to $3,000 for a combined total of up to $8,000. This is the Critical Need Language Award, CNLA. Slide has list of current critical languages, but please check the website as the number of eligible countries and languages supported by the CNLA are subject to change based on the U.S. Department of State travel advisories and priorities. When you become a Gilman Scholar and have completed your follow-on service project within 6 months after you return home, you get to access to many different benefits and opportunities. The first one is the non-competitive eligibility, NCE. Alumni of the Gilman program are eligible for 12 months of non-competitive eligibility NCE hiring statuses with the federal government. Gilman alumni can compete for certain federal employment jobs that are only open to federal employees. It's a benefit that basically allows Gilman alumni to jump to the front of the applicant line when applying for certain federal jobs. It doesn't guarantee them a job, but it makes them a lot easier to be hired. The second benefit is the Gilman Scholar Network. It's more like a LinkedIn, but it's for all the Gilman Scholars who have completed the program. The Gilman Scholar Network is the official site for Gilman Scholars and alumni to connect with one another through a secure and private platform. The Gilman Scholar Network also gives Gilman Scholars and alumni access to exclusive job postings and Gilman events. The Gilman Alumni Ambassador Program is the third one, which is the program currently serving for a year. They serve for 1 year as official representatives of the U.S. Department of State's Gilman International Scholarship Program. They provide testimonials about their Gilman scholarship experiences at campus presentations and offer application tips through written articles, videos, webinars, and special events. The fourth one is seminar and career workshops. These events are available to all Gilman scholars and alumni to network and connect with other alumni. These workshops are also a great place to learn about the many career opportunities. That last one is skill development. So when you go abroad, you learn new skills such as adapting to change, learning a new language, how to communicate with others, and much more. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the eligibility of this scholarship program. To be eligible for a Gilman scholarship, an applicant must be a U.S. citizen, an undergraduate student in good standing. Receiving a federal Pell Grant during the time of application will provide proof that they will be receiving a Pell Grant during the term of their internship. Applying for credit abroad programs in a country or area within an overall travel advisory level 1 or 2 in the process of applying to or accepted for a study abroad or internship program or virtual international program of at least 2 weeks for community college students and 3 weeks for students from a 4-year institution eligible for credit from the student's home institution. Multi-country/area programs are allowed. Proof of program acceptance is required prior to award disbursement. The Gilman program is no longer having a minimum program length requirement due to COVID. Gilman scholarship recipients can only receive the scholarship once. If a student was previously declined the scholarship, they are welcome to reapply as long as they meet all eligibility requirements as listed above. If the country where you choose to study abroad is at level 3 or 4 only due to COVID-19 at the time of the application, the Gilman program will still review your application. In the event that an applicant is selected for the Gilman scholarship, and if the destination country is still at level 3 to 4 by the time the program starts, then the recipient will be required to change their program or defer the award. The following options are considered eligible virtual abroad programs, which all must be credit-bearing. Online courses at an institution based outside the United States through direct enrollment exchange program or program provider, virtual faculty-led study abroad programs, virtual international internships, virtual intensive programs, language programs at an institution based outside the United States, and where students may also propose internationally focused virtual programs for review by the Gilman program staff. Virtual programs will be eligible until summer 2022. The U.S. Department of State's Gilman McCain Scholarship provides a award of $5,000 for child dependents of active duty service member to study and term abroad on credit-bearing programs. Developed under the framework of the State's Department Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship Program, the John McCain International Scholarship for the Children of Military Families. Gilman McCain Scholarship is open to eligible students enrolled at accredited U.S. colleges and universities who receive any type of Title IV federal financial aid. All other eligibility requirements are the same as the Gilman Scholarship. Applications are being accepted now on a rolling basis. To apply, you will use the online Gilman McCain application, and you'll be required to upload a copy of your military dependent ID to submit the application. For more information, please visit the Gilman McCain Scholarship website.
Andy, if I could just ask a quick question on this slide. For the minimum program length, does that still apply for the Gilman McCain? Or is there no minimum program length just like the other Gilman scholarship?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I have to get back to you on that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So the next slide will be deadlines and timelines. There are two deadlines to keep in mind. The applicant deadline, which is a deadline for students who have submitted their application, and the advisor deadline, which is a deadline for both advisors who have completed their certifications of the student's application. The October 2021 deadline cycle may encompass spring 2022, summer 2022, fall 2022, and academic year 2022 to 2021 to 2022 programs. The application will open in mid-August, and the student's deadline is October 5, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. The advisor certification deadline is October 12th. Advisor cannot certify the application until you have submitted your application by the 5th. Please note again, the deadlines are at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. You can also view the Gilman digital flyers here and keep them to learn more about the Gilman program. If you can, if you are copy and paste the following link into your course. So I'll give you a few minutes if you want to capture this QR code. And lastly, in the next slide, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Gilman program directly. Thank you. That's all I have for today regarding this presentation, and happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Andy. We appreciate it. I know I would like to go back real quick to the deadlines slide here. Here we go. I just wanted to kind of go over this a little bit because there's so the next application deadline is coming up on October 5th. So it's in a couple of weeks. You still have time to apply, but you definitely want to, you need to plan now because there's going to be a few different essays you're going to complete. There's a follow-on project you need to think about, and our office can meet with you and help you come up with some ideas. We are also, are you from the right? No. Someone from the, I'm sorry. Someone from the Writing Center is coming. For a second, I thought you were her. Oh, that's you. Oh, okay, great. Welcome. Glad you're here. So one second, we can talk about the Writing Center, but we are here to help you. And so we don't want you to, I know it can be a little overwhelming or intimidating in terms of the scholarship, but we want to guide you through the process. So Andy, can you just talk a little bit about, in terms of the application deadline that's October 5th, if students are thinking of studying abroad in 2022, which terms would that application apply to?
So in my essay, in my presentation, it says like October 2021 deadline may encompass spring 2022 and summer 2022, so fall 2022. We're academic year 2022. Does that make sense?
It does. Sorry, I missed the type on the left-hand side. Yes, there's a question we have here.
So for the faculty led program that is in like winter of January of this of 2022, does that count for this deadline in October 2022?
Yes, this would count. Yep, because it starts in December 2021. Yep. Question. Yep. Are there other questions about this particular part of the deadline?
Yes, so I applied for the fall of 2018 cycle, which is like the October 2018 cycle, to get my funding for spring 2019 stay abroad Hong Kong, which started in January of 2019. So a few months before going abroad, I was applying for the scholarship.
Okay, so if I make sure I understand, so students who want to study abroad in summer 2022 or fall 2022, they could apply essentially in either cycle, right? Like this cycle or the next cycle that's due in March. Like say their summer program starts in June 2022, they could either apply for this cycle or the next cycle, correct?
Yes, that's what I'm understanding from the information that they gave me.
So, and if they apply in this cycle and don't get the scholarship, they could always improve on their application and apply for the March deadline, right? They could apply.
Yes, they can always reapply. So some people don't get it on the first try. They can revise and work on it again to get the next cycle's award.
Okay, great. Other questions from any of you? And if you could hold on for just a few minutes, we have someone from the Writing Center here. And she's going to talk a bit about how the Writing Center can assist students with their essays. So maybe I could have the Writing Center talk, and then maybe you can think of any questions you might have, and Andy can maybe answer them afterwards. Would that work for you, Andy?
First, yeah, I'm here till 6, so 30 more minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? And
Hey guys, my name is Mackenzie. I'm a senior here at Stout. I'm majoring in professional communications and emerging media. So I'm from the Writing Center. I've been with them for 3 years now. So just to tell you guys a little bit about it, we're in the first floor of Harvey Hall. We're like located right next to Harvey Theater, right outside of there. Our hours this semester are 9 to 5 Monday to Thursday, and then 9 to 2 on Fridays. Last semester, COVID was a little wonky with how things worked. We only did through Teams, so virtual appointments, and then email consultations. This year, we are back to in-person tutoring. So we are offering both in-person, virtual through Teams, and you can email us your papers and we'll send you them back. So we offer all those three. Just a brief introduction to what our motto is. It's like a collaboration thing, like tutoring. It's like not a proofreading center or editing center. We're there to work together. We help with more things than just English papers. It can really be writing in any subject, such as essays, personal statements, lab reports, cover letters, resumes, scholarship applications. It can really help in any area. You can come in at any stage of the process. You can come in with a full ready-to-go draft, and you just need an extra set of eyes, or you can come in and just say, hey, I need help understanding where to even start. Like, I have no idea where to even begin, and you can start coming up with some of those ideas, maybe creating an outline. It doesn't even need to be from a class. Like I said, it could even be a job application, something as simple as that. All sessions are confidential. None of your papers or anything discussed will be sent out or talked about with anybody else. Otherwise, it's really simple to book an appointment. You can do it right on the Writing Center website. Otherwise, you can just give a simple call to the Writing Center or just stop in Harvey Hall any of our open hours. But otherwise, I do have some flyers here too with like the hours and just some things that we do, just a brief overview of what I just stated and some of our services. But otherwise, that's just an overview, I guess, of what we do. But yeah, so definitely is like this would be a great thing where you guys can utilize to help with these essays coming up. Mm-hmm. Are there any questions that you guys have for me?
How far in advance should they plan one of their first appointments to go over an essay?
Yeah, so we do allow walk-ins. However, it's like not guaranteed. Like I said, you might walk in, we maybe can get you in. Sometimes you might walk in and we're already booked that day. I would say calling you like a day before, 2 days before is like a really smart idea, especially if it's around those times in the semester when it's like, you know, there's like a lot of papers going out, you know, there's like busy projects going on, a lot of classes. Mm-hmm. So it is good to give a call 1 or 2 days in advance. You don't need to do crazy like weeks or anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, a good day or two if you really like want to be secure about it. You know, it's like important. But you can try walk-ins or stopping in too if you want to get like oh, I just want to stop in and see if I can get like an extra 30-minute session in, just another quick look. You can absolutely do that. We can do up to like 3 sessions a week, I think it is, like 4 half-an-hour sessions or like 3 one-hour sessions
Okay.
a week with students. We try to, just so that we have room for other students as well to utilize the center. So
Right. Okay. Excellent. Other questions? Any questions for Mackenzie? Great. Well, it's very helpful. Thank you very much. I would stress to students that you don't want to wait till the last minute. This is something you want to maybe start thinking about this weekend, looking at the website in terms of some of the criteria that you should include in an essay. Andy, do you have a website up that we could kind of, well, maybe I have to do that. Maybe we should show the website showing the criteria for the essays. Do you have anything handy like that where you could share your screen or? Are you there, Andy? I think you're muted, maybe.
Yes, I can do it right now. Grab the website.
Okay.
1 second.
Great.
Sorry. Can you see my screen or?
Not yet.
I'll just paste it to the chat box.
Okay. Yep, then I can share my screen. Okay, one moment. Okay. Do you see that information, Andy?
Yeah, so when you scroll down, website, they'll talk about the 3 different essays that you'll have to talk about.
Oh, here we go.
There's one about why you want to draw, like the same purpose, and then your follow-on service project. What project will you be doing after you return home to promote the scholarship, and also how you'll be building a mutual understanding essay. Serving as a U.S. diplomat while you're abroad. So just 3 essays, and then if you want to apply for the Critical Language Award, there's another essay that you have to write.
Okay, and can you provide any advice for them? For example, I've heard, you know, when you're preparing your statement of purpose essay, it's really good to think about writing a story. You know, the reviewers of these applications are seeing many applications, and you want to find a way to stand out amongst your peers. So I've heard, you know, writing a compelling story, you know, in your life of you know, why you should receive the scholarship, kind of some compelling story that's going to grab their attention. Do you have any advice, Andy?
Yeah, so for me, I started my first paragraph about my upbringing in the inner city of Philadelphia. That's where I grew up, and why my background from a low-income first-generation family made it impossible for me to think that I'll get the opportunity to study abroad, and also my identity as a first-generation STEM major college student. So they really value first-generation students and STEM majors. So anything that makes you stand out, just make sure to put in your essay. And then my essay as a whole, I really tailor it to why my specific program at Hong Kong prepared me for my career aspiration as a finance major, go abroad to Hong Kong to explore the financial industry, and why the top-notch business school in Hong Kong will be a really good fit for me. So really talk about why you want to go to that country and another country cannot be a substitute, and why that specific program will help you move you toward your future goals and what you will gain out of the program, and also talk about any like difficulty or challenges that you might foresee going abroad and how you'll use your current experience to overcome those challenges.
Okay, thank you.
So more about like a story, just
Go ahead, Andy.
yeah, that's all I have for the essay. It basically tells a story about why a specific program is fit for you, and what about your unique background will make you a good candidate for the scholarship program.
And can you tell us about your follow-on service project?
So for follow-on service project, once you return home, you'll have to do like a project to promote what you learned and what you did abroad. So for me, as a first generation student, I did a session with Hong Kong Culture Night with my First Nation Club member and talked to them about the scholarship and what I learned abroad and the unique Hong Kong culture. And also I did a workshop with all the first year students potentially go abroad and talk about the financial aid side. So I was part of like a peer fund helping students on campus learn about personal finances and how to save money and all that. So I use that as a gateway to teach first year students that it's not impossible to go abroad without having to worry about the finances. And I talked about the Gilman Scholarship and what the scholarship program is to a few hundred first year students to promote the scholarship program. And also my last one is I did a blog abroad with my former elementary school students. These students, they're from like immigrant families, first generation, low income. So I talked to them about study abroad using a blog. And also after I returned, I and spoke to them about my experience. So basically, for your own service project, don't go with the blog option unless there's a reason why, and also make sure it's tailored to a specific audience group. So if you're a part of a specific club on campus that you're really passionate about, make sure to talk about, you spoke to the club president that you want to do a presentation once you return home about the Gilman Scholarship. So in the essay, make sure to show that you're already preparing for that workshop and also why these students might gain some values from your presentations when you return home.
Great, thank you for explaining that, because I know sometimes the follow-on service project can be a little intimidating, think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And we can try and brainstorm some ideas as well, but like what Andy did is tap into existing clubs or organizations and see what, how you can partner together for that to kind of spread the word about the Gilman and talk about your experience. So feel free to tap into us at the international office with multicultural student services, student support services, and we can help you kind of formulate something. We want you to also come up with ideas, and we can kind of work together and brainstorm something too. So great. Does anyone have questions about any of these essays? Okay. Who here is wanting to study abroad in winter or spring? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 people. Okay. All right. So maybe this weekend might be a good idea to kind of get some ideas churning in your head and meet with our office. I know Scott Pearson, who's a director of the Office of International Education, is also willing to help meet with students and review essays and everything. I am as well. We're both available. So feel free to reach out to us. But I have to stress, like, kind of plan in advance. Again, don't wait till the last minute because people might not be available to review essays once or twice or whatever. I think Mike, who could probably echo the same, is don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah, if you're planning for next cycle, you can definitely use the winter break to start working on these essays. I was working my essay a month or two prior, and I was being in my study abroad office, fellowship office, bi-weekly to craft my essay. So after many revisions, you'll polish it. But if you just like start working on it the weekend of, that's probably not the best idea.
Mm-hmm. Good advice. Thank you.
Well, and also our office is available to assist as well. What's a potential strategy is, I think it lays out what it's looking for to just kind of brainstorm, maybe start with like bulletin points so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming, and then start turning those bulletin points into sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then putting it all together might be a good strategy.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, Mike, who was just giving some advice on starting with some bullet points and then putting it all together and have that be your strategy to starting an essay.
Yeah, so my first step was talking to my fellowship office, and we kind of talked about my unique story and talk about why Hong Kong. So just like having all these bullet points, but talk your ideas out will really help. And these ideas, formulated into each paragraph. That's when I started writing. And once you finish the first draft, make sure to have someone from the office read it over, and they can tell you what needs to be expanded on, and what questions that they have after reading your essay to make it more unique.
Great. Okay. Any questions at all? Anything come to mind? Everything's clear. Easy peasy, right? Great. Well, I think that'll probably end the session today then. I don't know, Mandy, did you have anything to add or?
I don't. Thank you. No,
Okay.
it was very informative. Some great takeaway tips. So thank you.
Sure, absolutely. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to stop the recording for one moment, but I just wanted to first thank everyone again for being here today.